Hey guys! So today I wanted to do this video for you guys on Halloween Day to wish you guys a happy Halloween and actually wrap up the books that I read in October for you guys in my Halloween costume. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Marvel superheroes, I'm actually kind of like a female version of Captain America. Thor is my favorite superhero, but I wasn't a fan of the costume that they had for it, so I went with Captain America because I also love him as a superhero. The Avengers is one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of all time, so I was so excited to get dressed up today for school because I love this costume, I love the Avengers, and I absolutely love Captain America. I got the shield, there's a mask, and I'm actually wearing a dress, and there's just like a star on it, and it goes down to my knees, and also I had like boot coverings, so that was pretty much the whole thing, and then I have little wristbands. So I thought I would show you guys as well as talk about the books I read in October. I didn't read a lot, but the ones I did were really good, so stay tuned if you want to know what those are. Without further ado, I'm going to get started on the video and show you guys the books I read in October. Alright guys, so the first book I read in October was Nevermore by James Patterson, and this is the final book in the Maximum Ride series. And yep, this final installment was interesting. I really don't know what to say about it because I'm very conflicted with my emotions, and it's just because there's so many books in this series and I've been reading it for so long that I felt that this final conclusion should have been a lot more powerful and a lot more satisfying, which it wasn't at all. I felt that the ending was a little bit too open-ended and not a lot was concluded for me, so it was just not satisfying overall. Although I love the characters, I love the plot, so it's hard for me not to like one of James Patterson's books, but I have to say that there's just some things that were disappointing for me. I also felt that the plot was a bit redundant for me. I was just reading the same things I've been reading about for the whole series, so I also wish there's kind of some new plot twists that would lead us into the final chapter, but for me it was just kind of the same old deal, and the ending was not that satisfying at all. So I just wish James Patterson did more with this conclusion and just gave the readers what they'd been hoping for all along. So I was kind of disappointed in James Patterson for that. For those of you who don't know this series, it pretty much follows 5 characters who have been genetically modified on to have wings. So altogether they are called the flock, and the leader of this whole flock and the group of kids is called Max, and she is a really great character. They're all great characters, so for that I would highly recommend it. It's full of action and it's a really fun read. Overall I give it a 4 out of 5. Let me know if you've read this series or are planning to. I'd love to hear what you have to say or your expectations for it. So the next book I read in October was The Selection by Kiera, and this is a book that I actually reviewed on my channel, so if you're interested to see what I thought in more depth, definitely check it out in the down bar. I'll leave it down there, so if you click the link, it'll take you to my review where you can learn what exactly I thought about it and why I loved it so much. I really liked it. I thought the characters were really relatable. The plot just flowed so smoothly and the whole concept was really unique, which I loved. I love unique plots, so for me, this was just so enjoyable for me to read. There's a group of girls that go into a house and meet the prince and will essentially be fighting against one another to become the queen. Well, they won't be fighting, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like a competition. There's dystopian elements put into the world, so it's not just that plot necessarily. There's a lot of things that are put into it. Definitely check out my review if you want to learn more. I would highly recommend it. It was so much fun and I loved it from the moment I started. The last book I read in October was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and this was a really good novel. There were some things I didn't like about it which led me to give it a 4 out of 5, but honestly the plot, the elements put into the plot, and the whole concept itself was so unique that it was hard for me to give it less than a 4, so honestly it was really good, and that's pretty much what I expected because Maggie Stiefvater is an amazing author. As you may know, she wrote the Mercy Falls series as well as the Scorpio races. It's hard for me to tell you guys what this is about because the plot develops all the way right up until the end, and there's elements that aren't introduced until the end or the middle, and it's hard for me to sum them all up and explain them without spoiling anything, but I'll give you the gist of it to give you an idea of what it's about. Our main character is a girl named Blue who has been brought up in a family where everyone she's lived with, even her mother and her aunt, have psychic abilities. Blue does not have psychic abilities. Actually, her power is if she's around them, then she strengthens their ability, so if she's there, she kind of heightens what they can do, which I thought was really cool. So that is incorporated with another spirit kind of thing that psychics can do in this town. and that leads her to meet a group of boys called the Raven Boys who are from a private school, and it's filled with mystery and magic and a lot of really cool elements. So I know that was kind of vague, but just know there's a lot of things in here that you probably wouldn't expect from what I just told you, and that's what I thought was so great. There's a lot of unexpected twists and elements that caught me off guard and kept me intrigued from beginning to end. But then I found that near the end I was losing interest because things just kind of dulled for me. I wish that the pacing had kept up right until the end. I felt that I was so excited to read it in the beginning, but when it came to that moment I just lost interest and I was just wanting to get it over with. So for me the beginning was a lot better for the ending than the ending, but overall it was still really great. This is only the first book in this series, so I am anticipating that it will get better and things will develop more, and the second and third book will be even better because the concept and the world itself is kind of hard to wrap your head around. I'm very excited to read the sequel and I just really liked it, and that's exactly what I expected from Maggie Stiefvater, is a book that I would love, so definitely check it out. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry it's shorter than my usual video, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do in my costume, but I thought since it was the end of October that I would wrap up the books for you guys that I read in October. Let me know what you were for Halloween. I would love to hear your costume or what you're going to be tonight. So by the time you see this, maybe Halloween is over, so I wish you well, I hope you had a great Halloween. Let me know if you have any new video ideas that you want to see on my channel, because I'm slowly running out of ideas and I just kind of have to get my stuff together and think of new ideas and put up new stuff for you guys. Also, if there's books you want to recommend, or yeah, like I said, new video ideas, I would love to hear them. Definitely let me know. Leave them in the comments. I always respond. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Have a very safe and happy Halloween. Or if you're watching this after, I hope you had an awesome Halloween, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!